Alrighty guys, what is going on? My name is Tubby. So today we're talking WWE. And I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on this because we just had Nakamura versus Zayn. And I want to know what you guys consider a 5-star match. We've had this debate now a couple times, and I really want to know where you guys are leaning on this. Are you more of the high spots type 5-star? Do you want more story? Let me know in the comment section below. Because the big thing that I wanted to talk about was certain matches and why they meant so much. I put up a poll and I asked, what was a better match? John Cena versus CM Punk or Nakamura versus Zayn? Now, the bigger poll was Nakamura versus Zayn, but the better answer was Cena versus Punk had more story to it, and I'd 100% agree. The match itself for Nakamura Zayn was fan-fucking-tastic. I popped. I loved it. I was on the edge of my seat when that match was happening. But when it comes down to story, it's like Daniel Bryan. The triple threat match he had at WrestleMania 30 wasn't a 5-star match, but the story behind it made that moment excellent. So when it comes to 5-star matches, the big question nowadays is what makes it a 5-star match. There's a big difference in audiences, whether it's, the people that do the flippy shit like Jim Cornette would say, or no flips, just fists, knock them down, drag them out brawls, or you have the people that just really, really love stories. So the question I wanted to ask you guys, when you can choose between a PWG-esque match where everything has high spots, you can't believe how these guys are putting their bodies through so much hell, aka strong style, doing multiple finishers, multiple kickouts, or do you guys prefer something that has that story where it's slower, psychology-based, think like John Cena versus Bray Wyatt at Mania, where it had like an eerie pace to it? When it comes down to it, I don't think there's necessarily a wrong answer. I think people have their different, opinions on what's better, what's not better. But to me, it's kind of a combination of the two. When it comes down to it, these wrestlers that are getting more injured are putting themselves through absolute hell for our entertainment. And they're kind of having to do that because WWE is doing them no favors when it comes to storylines. If WWE had better storylines, they wouldn't have to do so many high spots. They really wouldn't. I mean, if you think about everything that's happened with Daniel Bryan, if Daniel Bryan overcame it, now Daniel Bryan did have to do a lot of big moves because he's a small guy going up against big dudes. And when you have that, you are doing a lot of high spots. You are doing a lot of fast-paced action, which we came out to find that his style of wrestling unfortunately cost him his career and he had to retire early. But when it comes to high spots versus story, the big thing is you need to have the story. You need to have that content. You need to have those people that are there to help you, and the WWE writers are not doing any favors to the guys. Now, if you're down at NXT and you have Sasha versus Bayley, you had the video package build up, and I'm a big proponent when it comes to stories nowadays in WWE by judging it based on the video package. If the video package is good, the match most likely is going to be great. Now, that's not always the case, but if you look at the case of NXT, the better the video package is, the more story it has into it, the better the final or the continuing factor, or like a Zayn Owens ending type thing with injury happens. When you see this kind of stuff that comes and goes versus if they just, I'm going to screw this guy over and they have a 5-star match, does it mean as much as between the history of Owens and Zayn when they finally put on the biggest show of them all, maybe not necessarily WrestleMania, but on WWE, on the main roster, when they finally go at it. They've done a great job of teasing it. They've done it down at NXT. They've had video packages where leading up to Mania, we thought it was going to be Zayn versus Owens. And then you had them fighting on top of the ladder. And then you had them come out the next night going at it at fists. Ultimately, we'll get that Owens-Zayn's payoff. And when you go back in time and you look at the video packages, it's going to be insane. The spot they did at WrestleMania with the ladder where he threw him over the top and Sami Zayn landed on the ladder, they've been doing that all over from ROH, PWG, WWE. I think it was James Vanderbeek or Death Toll Marks, they're destined to do it forever, which is kind of true. So I want to know your guys' thoughts when it comes to it, match versus story. You obviously want a combination of both, but because WWE doesn't usually give us the best stories, are you more apt to rate a match higher outside of the WWE for the fact that it has some story or the fact that it's a 5-star match, or are you more apt to give a match inside of the WWE a 5-star when they surprise you and blow your mind like Nakamura versus Zayn? I really do want to know your guys' opinions on this. If you want more topics like this where you want me to discuss them, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. As this is just the beginning. We're going to try to do a lot more of these. and kind of hash it out, debate it out with you guys, because I want to know what you guys think. Because honestly, it goes both ways for me. And until next time, it's your boy Tubby, and we will see you all later.